Hello, and welcome to a piano tutorial where we're going to learn the intro to Coldplay's A Sky Full of Stars. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to play through the intro. Again, not the sung part. If you want to play what Chris Martin is singing, then there's a lot of other tutorials for that. I want to focus on the piano part, which is really fun and cool to play. So I'm going to play it and then we'll break it down. Mistake in there, but I think you get the idea. So let's go through it again slower, and then we're going to really break it down. So we have 4 chords that we're playing. 4 chords. And it's in the key of, I would say, E flat minor. You could say D sharp minor. You could even say G flat or F sharp major. It's the same terrain. But we're going to be in the natural minor scale. I'm going to call it by what the first chord is. And that seems fitting to me. This first chord is made up of these notes right here, okay? There's my minor chord and my minor 7. So I have an E flat minor 7 chord. In numbers, I like to think of numbers in a major scale, so I think of this as my 6th chord. You could analyze it as a minor chord, but I digress. This is an E flat minor 7 chord, and we're going to voice it. I like to voice it with an octave. And then we have, if you listen to the song, the top line is this G flat. I'm going to try to say flats consistently. And I have the 5th of the chord here. Now, if I had chosen an E flat, it would just be an E flat minor chord. But Coldplay has a little more colorful arrangement of their music. So we play the 7 of the chord right here. And we're going to play that chord. And the rhythm is like a dotted rhythm, bop, bop, bop. Those are dotted 16th notes. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. No, dotted 8th notes. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, dotted 8th notes. Dotted 8th notes. Bop, bop, bop. So if this is my quarter note, bop, 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 that would be my 8th note. So bop, bop, bop. That would be a dotted 8th note pattern. And then I'm going to go up to just this G sharp, and we have this sort of intermediary chord right here. It feels a little bit like a D flat major chord with that note, but it also very much feels, I'll tell you what it really feels like is the 1 chord. It feels like a G flat major chord. So it's this this chord, but adding the 2 over a D flat. Okay, some deeply nerdy stuff. I know. Let's keep going. So we have that chord, and now we're going to go to a B major 7 chord. Add 2. So not really this, but that. Okay. B, D flat, G flat, B flat. Same rhythm, bop, 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 bop. And now we're going to go down to a G flat. I like to go ahead and play an octave or a 5th. I like the 5th better, the octave better. Same rhythm, bum, 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 bum. And there's no 7 here. It's just, to me, it just sounds like a clean G flat chord, and the other arrangements I've seen, just a clean G flat or 1 chord. Then that last rhythm there, we can either play that A flat or A flat with the chord. It's kind of hard to tell because he plays these like softly or not at all. I kind of hearing a little bit of extra notes there, so if you want to have both hands pulse down. And then the 4th chord is this B flat minor 7 chord. So let's break this down. Here's your chord, B flat, D flat, F, and A flat. And we're voicing it so that the 3rd and the 5th of the chord are up here. Now I've heard some arrangements where it's like this. I don't think it necessarily needs to double the F, but if you want to, you can. I've even heard this, which kind of makes sense, but it's going to be a little more tense at the beginning. We're about to get the G flat when it goes with the rhythm, okay? Bop, 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 up, down, like that. So you can either, I'm going to play it without, and now with, I'm going to play it with the G flat, and you can hear it's a lot more dense. But it's not necessarily out of place because we still get that at the end. So I kind of leave it to you to decide what you like. I like to do it for my students to show them the basis of it. And I can't say for certain whether it's this, or this, because I'm kind of hearing a little bit of everything in there, and all the tutorials that I've seen are a little different. Okay, let's go through those now one hand at a time. So my right hand is going to start here. It's so funny, all morning I've been wanting to play this because I have a student learning Moonlight Sonata, so it's this. B flat, D flat, G flat, 3 times, and now up here to this A flat. Those are just 8th notes, bop, bop. And then we have this G flat shape and 2nd inversion. And then we're gonna do it again over a different bass line with the last note being this A flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On my fifth note, I'm gonna play this A flat, and then I come down to this shape. Looks like a 5 chord. Looks like D flat major in 2nd inversion, but remember it's going to be over this B flat. So you're going to hear a different harmony when you put both hands together. So those are the chord shapes. Rewind, try again. I guess I'll play it one more time. I feel like I should. So we have this shape, followed by 2 of these that are kind of in the same measure. And now we go up to this chord, these 3 black notes, D flat, G flat, B flat. And then bum, 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 bum. And now we come down to A flat, D flat, and F. I don't think I said the first chord. The first chord, if you need to hear the notes, are B flat, D flat, and G flat. Okay, now let's look at the left hand. I like to play an octave. There's lots of options. If you can't reach an octave, play a 5th, or just play the root of the chord. Okay, so we're on an E flat, and pretty much I hear both. Again, I'm kind of hearing both, and the tutorials are scattered all over the place. I like to start off with maybe just playing a long whole note, but you could also just follow the rhythm of the right hand. So I leave it to you. Experiment. Enjoy. So there's the E flat, and then as the right hand, see, I did it again. As the right hand goes up to this A flat, I'm gonna come down to a single D flat. And it's kind of important that it needs to be up to there and then down, so it's bum, bum, then down to B for my next measure in my next chord, over this, under this chord. If you wanna add a 5th, you can. I kind of hear it either way. Now here, I like an octave, G flat, octave, it's underneath this chord. And I like, at this point, I really do hear this in the song. So I go ahead and start pulsing with the right hand. And my last chord is just this B flat. We already talked about how you can add a 5th or even a 6th up here, but otherwise just the B flat over this, or under this. Okay. I think that about covers the whole thing, and then it just repeats through the song. Let me know if you have any questions. A fairly casual, but I think very in-depth tutorial. Pay close attention to the fingers that I'm using for these chords, because I think they're going to be ideal for most players. There shouldn't be any wrist turning to get to any chords. All of it should be pretty open and preparing to play some of these extra notes. I like to try to not do a bunch of hopping with fingers, but to keep all my fingers in a group as much as I can to play all my notes for things like that. All right, I think that's about all I've got for this song. Anyways, enjoy, have fun, like and subscribe. See you later.